Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Nard from the Nard Report. It is a pleasure to be here, and we're back today with another episode. This is episode 60 of the Nard Report. And before we get things started, I just want to say thank y'all for all the love and support y'all have given me here on the YouTube. We're almost at 100 subscribers. We're at 92, and also on the TikTok and Instagram, those followers have been growing as well too. A lot of people have been coming to the Nard Report, so I appreciate everybody that's sharing this to sports fans out there. You know what I'm saying? Because one day they might come up on the show. You feel me? So in today's episode, I'm gonna talk about the championship games from this past weekend, the AFC and the NFC. Pats Broncos ain't much to talk about, but the Rams and Seahawks game, we definitely gonna dive into that. All right. And before we get things started, if you are new to the YouTube, first of all, welcome to the Nard Report. All right. And two, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also follow me on the Instagram and TikTok right here at _Nard_Report. Okay. Let's get things started. Starting off with the AFC Championship game, we got the New England Patriots defeating the Denver Broncos 10-7 in a low-scoring defensive battle game. This game was pretty boring, but I still watched it though. Patriots scored 10 points because of their defense. Broncos scored the touchdown with Jarrett Stidham. But let's talk about the stats from Jarrett Stidham. He played a good game. 17 for 31 on his completion attempts, threw for 133 yards, one touchdown, and one interception. That one interception came from the end of the game when they was trying to tie with a field goal. But Christian Gonzalez with the interception. All right. But Jarrett Stidham played a pretty great game, though, and their defense did phenomenally well, too. Overall, this came down to which defense could get the last stop, and it was the Patriots. Patriots defense got the last stop, so it is what it is. I picked Denver to win. If Bo Nix was playing, they would have put up more points than they did in this game. But the turning point of this game was when the the Denver Broncos went for it on 4th and 1 while being up 7-0. I believe that was a horrible decision. You could have taken the field goal to extend the lead. Why not extend the lead by a field goal instead of going for it on a 4th and 1? Because you never know if you're going to get it or not. I would have just taken the field goal, because if you would have took that field goal, you probably would have went into overtime. Just to be real with you, okay? Yeah, you would have went into overtime if you would have took that field goal. But that was a horrible decision by the Denver Broncos. Yes, I get it. It is a 4th and 1. Y'all just a yard away from getting the first down. Yes, and I get it. If y'all would have got the first down, y'all would have scored a touchdown on that drive too. But on the second drive from Jarrett Stidham, he scored a touchdown with Cortland Sutton. That was a good drive by the Broncos. But New England was just a better team. Overall, Drake May, he did not have a great game. 10 for 21 on his completion attempts, threw for 86 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Drake May's touchdown was a rushing touchdown. On the ground, 10 attempts, ran for 65 yards and 1 touchdown. So they rely much on the running game for the Patriots, and that went very well. Ramondre Stevenson had 25 carries for 71 yards. But it came down to the last stop, which defense could get the last stop, and that was the New England Patriots. Christian Gonzalez gets the interception to seal the deal. And also, Will Lutz missed 2 kicks, which could have tied the game twice. One before the half, and the other one in the fourth quarter. But Will Lutz, if you make one of those field goals, you're going into overtime. Not only that, if they didn't go for it on 4th and 1 to kick the field goal, they go into overtime. So that was a big mistake by the Denver Broncos, and they also fired that OC earlier today. And that's it. Patriots win 10-7 against the Broncos in Denver. They are going to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2018. This feels like the Tom Brady era all over again for the New England Patriots. I feel like what they're doing in New England is recreating that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick era all over again. So I love what they're doing. Drake May's first time going to the Super Bowl. Good luck. Next game, the NFC Championship. We had a good one, baby. The Seahawks beat the Rams 31-27 in Seattle. Let's talk about it. Matthew Stafford, great game. 22 for 35 on his completion attempts, threw for 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Let's go over stats. Puka Nacua, great game. 14 targets, 9 receptions for 165 yards. Devontae Adams with a touchdown, 6 targets, 4 receptions for 89 yards. Kyron Williams would have received a touchdown, 2 targets, 2 receptions for 22 yards and a touchdown. This was a shootout between the offense, and Seattle was just the better offense. JSN, that dude is a freaking dog. Nobody can mess with him. He cooked the Rams secondary because the Rams defense is really not, they got a good defensive line, but the secondary has a lot of work to do. But the problem with the Rams secondary, they could have slowed down JSN. He had a great game. And one player I like to talk about, Sam Darnold. He played a phenomenal game. 25 for 36 on his completion attempts, threw for 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Kenneth Walker with a rushing touchdown, 19 carries for 62 yards and 1 touchdown. He started to become a dual threat running back, and I love that for Kenneth Walker. He is a sleeper running back to be a top 10. All right. But Jackson Smith-Njigba, top 10 receiver in the league, automatically could be top 5. Let's talk about it. JSN had a hell of a game. Rams defense couldn't do nothing with this man. 12 targets, 10 receptions for 153 yards and 1 touchdown. Cooper Kupp with a touchdown against his former team. 6 targets, 4 receptions for 36 yards. And J. Bobo, 2 targets, 1 reception for 17 yards and a touchdown. Seattle's offense played well. They played well defensively. They got the job done. I knew the Seahawks were going to win because for some reason, when the Seahawks play at home in the NFC Championship game, they're just hard to beat. Seattle is a hard place to play because they got the 12s out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's loud, it's rocking, the atmosphere is crazy. So I knew Seattle was going to get the job done. But that's it, though. I love what I've seen for both teams, though. Stafford played a hell of a game. The Rams played great. The Seahawks played great. I knew this was going to come down to the wire. It all came down to the Rams. I like their decision to go for it on 4th down because a field goal wouldn't even done much. So I did like the Rams' decision to go for it on 4th down late in the game to take the lead. But after that, they failed the 4th down conversion. Sam Darnold gets the job done. And I have a hot take for y'all. We got to put Sam Darnold in MVP talks after this season. In my opinion, I do believe Sam Darnold is an MVP caliber quarterback. Now, you can go over stats, but I just go over the way he plays. He plays like an MVP. He got that MVP dog in him. He should have been in the MVP talks when he was with the Vikings last year. I believe he was. But after this season, if he wins the Super Bowl, we got to consider Sam Darnold in MVP talks. All right. That's all I got to say. And after the championship games this weekend, I believe Drake May is the MVP, but I believe Stafford is going to win it because he's the better quarterback. But I think it's going to come down to who had the better season. I don't think they're just going to give it to Drake May because he's in a Super Bowl. I do believe Stafford is going to win the MVP, but I think Drake May is going to win it because he's been playing better down the stretch besides the playoffs. Drake May didn't even play pretty well in the playoffs. Let's be real. New England's defense carried them to the Super Bowl, okay? And the teams they played, they beat up on the Chargers, they beat up on the Texans, beat the Broncos. So the Seahawks, their path to the Super Bowl, they took out both of their division rivals in the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. So back to what I was saying, I think Drake May is going to win the MVP this season because he deserves it. He's a young kid, 2nd year in the NFL. Nobody expects for him to go to the Super Bowl. But otherwise, though, congratulations to the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks for making the Super Bowl this year. They will play in Super Bowl 60, which is next week on Sunday night. It is going to be a good one, baby, and I'll talk about that more in my next episode. All right. Short episode today. Just want to recap the championship games. But otherwise, though, thank you for everybody that joined the show. I appreciate all the love and support you have given me here on the YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Like I said, if you don't follow the TikTok and Instagram at D_NAR_report. And also, if you are new to the YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And also click that bell to make sure y'all get all the notifications on when I go live and when I post stuff. All right. And that's it. Have a good rest of your night. I will see you next week. Nard out.